Before we get started, I would like to thank Tweaked Audio for helping sponsor this show. You listen to podcasts, obviously, so you know the value of a great pair of headphones. Get your own from Tweaked Audio by going to tweakedaudio.com and using the coupon code Southgate. With that code, you get 30% off on your order, free shipping, and a lifetime warranty. Order today and show your support to go fund this. Welcome to Go Fund This. I am Rob Southgate. Today I've got with me another comic creator, which is awesome. We are going to officially call this Comic Creator Month on Go Fund This. That is unofficial. I lied. It is not official. We're not going to do anything special for it other than we've had a lot of comic creators on, which is incredible. Today I have a really special guest. I have Kat Calamia with me. Did I say that right, Kat?
Calamia, very close though. Yeah,
Calamia, man. Even I asked you 2 seconds before I went on, and I still screwed it up.
It's not an easy last name. I will say I've done quite a few of these interviews in the past couple weeks, and not many people have gotten it correct. But that's okay.
Okay, good. As long as the funds clear on the Kickstarter, you can say whatever you want, right?
Exactly. You don't even have to say my last name if you don't want to. If we're going on the Kickstarter, then that's all that matters.
That's all that matters. And the Kickstarter we're going to be talking about, but we're not going to do a description yet, is Like Father, Like Daughter. But there's the teaser. I want to find out about you. Kat, can you tell the audience about you, your background, kind of what brings you here?
Yeah, so I've been reviewing comics for about 10 years, which is crazy. On my YouTube channel, Comic Uno is where it all started. I'm 26 now. I started that in high school. I got a degree in communications and journalism, so I am a journalist, and I write for Newsarama. I write for DC Universe, DC Comics, DC Universe. I've written for IGN. I've written for TV Guide, Fandom, so a couple of outlets. I also have my master's in TV writing and producing, so got that as well, and that's pretty much it, right? I mean, Like Father, Like Daughter, I write. I also write They Call Her a Dancer, which is a mini series. We have 2 issues out of that. It's actually all done. We're pitching that around. Issues 1 and 2 is also available on the Kickstarter. That one's about a young woman who's a dancer / assassin. When she was little, She witnessed her parents being murdered in front of her. Never really dealt with that trauma until now. So that's my other series going on. That's about it. That's who I am.
All right. Very cool. So, all right, I'm going to go off of that. You mentioned you write comic book reviews. What is your favorite book currently?
Oh, currently. There's so many good ones, but if I had to shout out.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. First one that comes into your head.
Probably Red Mother from Boom Studios has been really good. I really enjoy that horror book.
Yeah, very cool. See, it's worth asking because it's that first response. Sometimes you don't know what's going to come out, and then it comes out. You're like, "Oh, that was a good one. I'm glad I said that."
Yeah, right. Oh, yeah, it's a great book, and there's so many good books, but that's the one. I feel like not enough people are reading. So
yeah, it's kind of like when I first discovered The Boys, and I was like, nobody was talking about it, and I was like, "Man, this book is so good." And then all of a sudden, it became The Boys, and it's a TV show, and Garth Ennis' name is everywhere, and I'm going. Yeah, but nobody was reading it in the beginning, and it was so good, and it kept getting better. So I love those. I love when you find one like that.
Me too.
I think I found one, though. Like Father, Like Daughter. What a great concept. You want to tell people what the concept of the book is? We'll start there. And then also the Kickstarter is for exactly what is it for with Like Father, Like Daughter?
So it is for issue 7, but in Kickstarter, you can't be like, you could only get issue 7 because that's crazy. You want more people to read it. So I always label it as 1 through 7. You can, and honestly, a lot of our backers are catch-up tiers. So it's new readers. So it's for the whole series in a way, but funding wise, it's only for issue 7. So we're already funded. All the other issues have been made. They're all done. I have them right here. They're all fun and they're all finished. Issue 7 is the only one that has to be finished and why we're having the Kickstarter to fund it. But anyways, the book's about a high school girl. Father left her to become a full-time superhero. Everyone in the world loves him except for her. And then she inherits his abilities. In issue 5, we have a huge twist where we find out the true villain of the story was Casey's mother. She works for the KGB.
Oh,
Yeah.
you just spoiled me, but it sounds great.
Well, those issues are out, so we can spoil that issue.
Right.
I can't spoil issue 7, and issue 8's got a huge 2 moments that are gonna blow people's minds.
Wow. Because you just did blow my mind. Because all I've read is the stuff on the Kickstarter, and I'm like way into it. I'm going, yeah, I got to get these books. Knowing what you just told me, now I really got to get issue 5. It's kind of like I was reading Invincible recently, and when you get to the twist there, it's like it was a mind blower, and it reminds me of that where it's like, oh my god, what was I reading up till now? So really cool. You're going to get me with this one.
Oh, thank you.
So you're on issue 7. This is kind of an odd question about it. Is this ultimately a single story arc? Like, are you leading to it's going to be 12 issues and then this arc is done and I may do another arc or I may go into something else?
So issue 8 is going to be the last of this arc, but it is an ongoing series. So I've already written issue 9. It's in the can. It's all done. This is not, many drafts have been done for that one, so it's finished. And then actually going to go into issue 10 very soon. But the whole arc's planned out. So yeah, this is very much an ongoing book. It's going to go on for as long as people want to buy the book. But issue 8, like I said, it kind of changes the book in a lot of ways. So it's gonna feel like a different book after that. And that was always like kind of the planned first arc and really the overall origin story. I would say this is a very origin story of Casey's superheroic journey, because the theme, the log line of this book is like, well, her dad left to become a superhero. Why the hell does she want to be a superhero? Like, she's gonna be one, but how is the question? And that's what we're answering in issue 7. We definitely get to see that more. But in issue 8, we get the answer to that question, and then that kind of propels her story.
Wow, really cool. And I do also want to give a shout out to the artwork on this. The artwork is really engaging. It looks so good. I keep wanting, like, I keep scrolling through the pages going, I just want to look at the artwork here. So many things going on. Now, this is a project you've done with, I'm trying to get to the names here, and I can't get to it. Who's the artist on this?
So Wayne Brown is the artist. He's been the artist since issue 1 of the book. He brings a very nice nostalgic feel. Because one thing I always want to do with this book is that you think you're getting one thing, you think you're getting kind of like, oh, I've seen this superhero story before, but it's always on its head. It's always from a different direction, from a different perspective. So, Wayne, I thought was a perfect fit for that. We've had a new colorist and letterer since issue 6, actually, 2 of my really good friends. So Brant Fowler, who's been a letterer for over a decade. He's been doing this for a really long time. He's been my friend for a very long time. So he's the letterer for the book, and his wife is the colorist for the book, Lisa Moore, and she's worked for Boom Studios. They both had their own publishing company with Last Ember Press. We have a great creative team. I'm very, very happy with the team.
Yeah, you've got an incredible team. And in fact, I was scrolling around and I saw that Brant actually has The Last Ember kickstarting. So, spoiler, we're going to try to get him on here very quickly to help with his Kickstarter, because that one is super cool. And I love the coloring that Lisa is doing. Once again, like you talked about the artwork and the flavor of the artwork, the coloring matches it so beautifully that it does have that old school, but it's not just old school. It's got that really like top tier indie comic look. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, for sure. And then, especially with Lisa's coloring, I agree. She kind of marries it all together, and it's bright. Something I really wanted was bright, even though the story is kind of dark, right? I call this a superhero drama for a reason. Like, we're still dealing with superhero stuff, but it's more about the characters. It's more about the drama that's happening within. Like, again, the villain of this story is Casey's mom, who's working for the KGB, and then Casey always not liking her dad, but how do she's starting to like her dad a little bit more. So there's a lot of drama in the book, and that's the heart of the book. And I think that's kind of what's different, or even what's similar, like what I kind of somewhat do take from old school comics, like what made the Teen Titans really good, Mark Wolfman's run, what made Chris Claremont's X-Men really good. It was the drama. We all love the drama.
Totally.
Yeah.
I was actually reading that Claremont run again recently, and it's so much drama.
All good drama.
It is, and it's not just hey, I'm going to go bash somebody's head in and all that soup stuff. It's all this interpersonal stuff that you get so into, and I can see that in your work here. So I'm encouraging people to really check this out. Absolutely support it. Let's talk about that. Let's get into the Kickstarter itself for a second here. First of all, we got zero risk. And the reason I'm saying that is, number one, it's number 7. You've done the 6 previous. You're not stopping now. The goal is $5,000. As of this recording, you're at 6,487. Woohoo! You did it.
Yeah.
So, and you've got 15 days to go. I think by the time this airs, we're looking at 14 days to go. I'm going to try and get this on tomorrow. But you're in that stage where it's definitely happening. It's funded. Now we're looking at stretch goals. One thing that you did on the stretch goals, and we're going to talk about those in a minute, but one thing you did that I really, really like is when you start talking about numbers of backers. I think that is really a great way to go, because you start seeing those numbers and you're like, oh man, if it's just got to get to 200 and I get this, I've got 3 friends. That's going to get us a little closer. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
When it's a dollar amount, you go like, I got 3 friends, and they throw in $3 total. You go, oh, that didn't quite get me to that stretch goal, but this does entice that. So really cool there. But we're going to talk about that in a minute. Let's talk about the tiers. So why don't you pick a couple of tiers and tell me what do you think fans would be most like into? What are the juicy ones?
The juicy ones, believe it or not, is the dollar tier, because you have indie bundles. You're getting 8 comics automatically by just supporting the book for $1. There's very generous indie creators that gave their books, like Jason Inman, David Paposi, Russell. We were talking about pre-show. A lot of great creators here. Brant also gave
Last Ember's in there. I just noticed that.
Yeah, Last Ember is there. So we also, with the stretch goals, our first stretch goal was to open up the indie expansion pack, where you get 9 more books. And then with the backer, so you're getting 17 books. And now with the backer goals we've already unlocked 3 of them. We're waiting to unlock Tart the Trade. So you're getting 20 books already, and there's a potential of getting, if we unlock all these goodies, 23 books. 2 of them are trades. So you're getting, for $1.
For $1.
$1. And you back up any of the tiers, you get this. So it just as low as $1, but you get it for all the tiers. Other cool tiers, we just announced this literally today, is the foil cover is very limited edition and is exclusive to this Kickstarter. I wanted to give something, a thanks to people who supported it through the Kickstarter and not, through my Etsy store or Comic-Con or whatever. I wanted to show my support to those Kickstarter backers. So this is only made for this campaign.
Okay.
There's 15 add-ons. So people have already backed it up, could add it on. Or people who just want the foil cover, they could get it as a tier. So there's 10 of those. I will not be making any more. Those are done. That's it. Whoever backs it up, that's all is getting it. So it's very limited run. I think that's pretty cool. The other thing I thought was really cool is our largest tier is at $250. We're talking about how much crazy stuff happens in issue 8. There's 2 big things that happens. It literally changes the comic forever, and I could spoil it for you if you want. So I will either, and honestly, it's going to be towards the backer. So if they just want to see like some pages, I'll show them some pages. They want to see a cover or whatever. If they don't want the big spoilers, I won't give them the big spoilers. But if they want like a little tease, I'll give them the tease. Or if they want the big spoilers, I'll tell them how I came up with it. Here it is. There's the spoilers.
Sure.
So I wanted to treat especially those big backers, very generous, $250 for something like that. And hopefully people dedicated to the story want to support it.
Yeah, very cool. That's a great tier. Okay, so let's talk about stretch goals. We talked about how you're unlocking books with the numbers of backers, and how the next one we're looking at is Tart Volume 1. And then at 300 backers, Diary of Night Volume 1. I mean, these are really great books. This is really good. What about funding? What are some of the stretch goals that we're looking at?
So, we've unlocked that indie expansion pack already. So you guys are already getting that. We're like $13 away from unlocking the Michael Watson print. He actually did that for free, so thank you for that. I was on one of his shows, and he actually draws your character as he interviews you. So, and he allows you to do whatever you want with the print. So I ended up getting it colored by his colorist that does his comic Hotshot. And we got that colored, and that's for again, $13 more. Everyone will get that print either digitally if you backed it up digitally, or physically if you backed it up physically. We also have some other cool prints that I have to look at my Kickstarter to see what all the dollar amounts are. But the $7,000 is going to be the script for issue 7. I've never released my scripts before, so this is the first time. Also, what's kind of been fun is that between me and Wayne, my artist, he changed some of the paneling and some of the action. So it's kind of, I started out the DC way of writing things. Like, it's very much, here's the script. And then we kind of went into like the Marvel way of writing things, where he changed like one of the scenes, like, oh, let's make this more, here we can add some action, and we kind of balanced each other out, which is kind of really cool. So I changed some of the dialogue here and there. So it's kind of cool to see the script and how that's changed, and I'll show the differences of that. Then 7,500. This is a print that was made for our last Kickstarter. This is also Wayne Brown, colored by Lisa Moore, who's the colorist for the book. We call this woman Old Lady. She is Invulnerable's mom. Something happened to her last issue. I can't tell you what happened. In issue 6, something happens to her. So she's a bigger player.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say emotionally a bigger player. But her name is Old Lady. I never gave her a real name. I'm sticking with that. I have a joke with one of my friends. Say, oh, how about you told like her past? I said it would be Young Old Lady. And then the last stretch goal we have here right now is Comicer Girl, who did our cover for the last issue, one of our variant covers. She has done artwork for DC Comics, Teen Titans Go. You might know her for some of her DC TV fan art she does online, and she did a beautiful variant cover for us. And she did this print for us a while ago, adding that to the stretch goal. And then if we get $10,000, which maybe we are tracking towards it, I will add another stretch goal for After Realm, has their Kickstarter by Mike Oming, who's done Powers with Brian Michael Bendis. He did a crossover print for me, which was amazing. And we have our crossover. So right now, if you back both projects, you're going to get the print. But if we get to $10,000, I'm going to allow everyone to get the print, because I think everyone deserves that artwork if we could get to $10,000. So that's probably going to be our last stretch goal. Depending on how the campaign speeds or not. So far, we definitely might get to that. So
yeah, you're rocking it.
Cool.
And who knows, 2 days from now, you might be at that 10,000 and go, uh-oh, now I've got to come up with another one.
Now what's up? I have a couple of plans. We'll see.
Yeah, I was talking to somebody. It might have been I can't remember who, but they do an audio commentary as their it was Crime Busters, and they do an audio commentary as one of their tiers. And I was like, oh my God, I have to have that, because I'm in podcasting, and of course that excites me to have the artist talking their way through the book and all that. Sounds like a cool one. So maybe $12,000.
Yeah, some ideas there. I for sure. I do a lot of videos, maybe a video commentary.
Oh, it'd be awesome. Yeah. So $12,000. I'm shooting for that.
You know what? Let's do it. I hope.
So, Kat, where can people find you? What's your social media?
At Comic Uno mostly is the best way to find me. I'm most active on Twitter, I would say. I'm also on Facebook as well. YouTube, Comic Uno. Check out my weekly comic book reviews I do over there. I do a weekly show where I review my whole pull list. So go check that out. And then the Kickstarter, right? That's where I'm always refreshing that page. So
yeah, and
message me there.
Oh, you're on it.
Yeah.
I will put all of this in the show notes too. I know some people are visual learners, some are auditory learners. So hopefully between the two, they will get this in their head. I'm also going to make a suggestion. Kat, I'm going to put you on the spot for a second. I'm going to contact another one of the shows in our network, Capes and Lunatics. I think that you guys would have a blast.
I love that.
Talking about all this stuff. And as a byproduct, maybe promoting your Kickstarter a little, if you want to.
Oh, yeah. So maybe, right?
You will be hearing from Capes and Lunatics. And anybody listening to this, check out Capes and Lunatics because she will be there. I am pretty sure, unless you guys have a scheduling conflict. But I think you guys.
No, I'll be there. Right. I'll make it happen.
Yeah, all right.
Days left. Let's do it.
I know Phil will make it happen too. So I will contact Phil as soon as we finish up here.
Oh, that'd be perfect.
Yeah, Kat, thank you so much for coming on. Good luck with this. I mean, I know that you've already hit that first goal. I'm looking for that 12,000, maybe 15,000 goal. I think you can get there. And I am super excited to read this. I think this just looks and sounds awesome.
Thank you so much. And thank you for having me. It was such a blast talking.
Hey, truly my pleasure. Thanks, Kat. I've put the link to the Kickstarter in the show notes, and we'll also have it on posts at our social media. Once again, sharing this project with your followers and friends is key, so please be an active participant and spread the word. While you're in the mood, please share this episode. That draws attention to this show, which we can always use. Oh, and please rate and review us. It only takes a few seconds and makes a huge impact on how many people see when we post a new episode. If you have a crowdfunding project, reach out to me at southgatemediagroup@gmail.com, on Twitter @rsouthgate, or on Facebook at Go Fund This Podcast. Tell me a little about the project or what you create, and I'll consider featuring it on the show. I would love to help you make your project a reality. Thanks for listening, everyone. Until next time, go fund this.